Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball. Join us Friday, April 24th through Sunday, April 26th for our first homestand of the season and our 5th anniversary celebration. Score big with $5 tickets. Grab $5 domestic draft beers. Enjoy $5 popcorn. And yes, 2 Nathan's hot dogs for just $5. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Smile! Racist! Racist, Iran! Racist!
Every day, the NYPD detectives and cops across the city and state are being harassed, followed, filmed, doxxed, targeted by social media agitators looking to go viral. And it's putting lives at risk. Mayor Madani, you have the luxury of not dealing with these dangerous agitators. You've got a wall of blue around you 24/7, detectives protecting you, creating the very buffer zone we're fighting for to protect our protectors. Those same detectives are out on the street with cameras shoved in their faces, being followed, interfered with, and harassed while trying to protect New Yorkers. Mr. Mayor, you're New Yorkers. That's the reality on the ground every single day. And it needs to end. This isn't about politics. It's about safety. It's not about the far left. It's not about the right. You've stood with other unions, the doormen, the nurses. Now we're asking you to stand with us. The men and women that wear the uniform. We brought this to your doorsteps. We made it easy for you. Stand with the New York State Public Safety Alliance on April 23rd. Help us pass legislation to stop harassment and create a real buffer zone for the hardworking men and women who keep your New York City safe, that keep New York State safe. Because if you don't protect the cops, you won't have cops. And public safety will disappear. Enough is enough. It's time to lead.
Classy plea right there from my dear friend, the president of the DEA, the union, the Detectives Endowment Association, Scotty Monroe. Just saw Scott a couple of weeks ago when the retired detectives, led by Don Alisi, they put together a wonderful night at Frankie Russo's place. Russo's on the Bay in Howard Beach. They honored me and Paul Morrow and Bo Dietl. But I did have Scott Monroe on the show since because he did a similar video a couple of weeks ago where he said, hey, listen, you know, the mayor actually made it illegal. I don't know if it's illegal, but, you know, he made sure that you can no longer catcall in the city. So when my gorgeous wife, and she is gorgeous, Danielle walks down the street, these horny, low-life, degenerate construction workers can't be saying, hey, baby, great ass. Can't do that anymore. But to Scott's point, cops walk down the street. You can scream, you dirty pig. You can spit on them. You can throw stuff at them. Something seems wrong there, right? So when I tell President Trump, stop saying Mamdani's a good guy, it's not just about the Jews, Curtis, not just about the Jews or Israel. It's the cops. I love the cops. Scott's about to tell you how much I love the cops. And this guy doesn't care. Not even a little. He wants to defund them. He wants to replace them. He wants to tear down the SRG. He wants people to leave. He'd love to see every cop in the city go to Florida. He couldn't care less. That's not a good guy. Doesn't care about the safety of his people. Doesn't care. So with that said, here he is, DEA president, and a man I'm proud to call a friend, Scott Monroe. Scotty, good morning, pal. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
I love having you on. Did I lay that out pretty good there, Scotty? Was that pretty accurate?
Yes, you sure did. I'll tell you, I'm very excited about tomorrow. We got people from all over the state coming, whether you're a correction officer or a court officer or, believe it, FD, the firemen. Everybody loves the firemen. You never hear anything about the firemen. I spoke to the fire unions yesterday. They were excited about it. And, you know, this is about law enforcement. It's about respecting law enforcement. And that's why we have problems where we're at. People think they could do anything they want, the cops. And this is what happens in New York City. It's going to come to a county near you in the state. It's going to come to a village near you in the state. We can't let this happen.
It already did. I mean, it already did. I was in New Jersey. My dear friend, my best friend, Joseph Ayaba, and his lovely daughter, Joelle, got married at a beautiful place, the Pleasantdale Chateau in West Orange, New Jersey. I wasn't home, but I came home to find that on the streets, not far from me, I live in Queens, Middle Village, drag racing, setting fires, Palestinian flags. I had Vicky Palladino, the great city council lady, on this show a couple days ago. So it's already happening in some of the finer neighborhoods, Scott. We're not talking about rundown, rough neighborhoods. Nice neighborhoods in all the boroughs are starting to see chaos and violence.
Well, this is why we put this Public Safety Alliance together, which has over 500,000 votes. I think it's even more than that. It's going to count in the local elections. It's going to count in the Senate, the Assembly, the governor's election. And we are going to count this time around. In November, we will count. Our vote will count.
God, I hope so. You know, I've been having fun with this whole Met curse, you know, and I started it. I know a lot of the local media doesn't mention me, but I started the whole thing. As soon as Mr. Met hugged Mamdani, I called Mr. Met an anti-Semite. It went viral. It's a silly story, but I'm going to get to a point here. The point is, eventually, the owner of the Mets, Steve Cohen, needs to reach out to me. He just does. That's the bottom line, okay? I'm at the head of this story, which the whole city is buying. Kind of the same thing with you. The head that you're trying to reach out to is Mamdani. So while you're going to rally tomorrow and you keep making these really good, Scott, really good video pleas to get some help, have you heard anything from this mayor or people close to him?
Well, we invited the governor, who declined to come. I guess it wasn't on her agenda that day. And we invited the mayor, and the mayor hasn't gotten back yet. And I'll be totally honest with you. I hope the mayor's there. I hope he stands right next to me, because I need him to support these bills. He doesn't vote on these bills up in Albany. The people in the Senate and the Assembly, and of course the governor has to sign these bills. So this is what we're doing. I was told this bill would never get done. And you know what? I'm going to fight for law enforcement. I'm going to fight for the men and women with the uniform, that this does not continue, that they'll spend a night in jail, and that we could sue them for what they do.
Good, because
that's the only way this is going to stop.
Right, so I just want people to know, you keep mentioning this bill, and there's really no context. So what Scott is talking about is they want to pass legislation, like I talked about when I introduced them, no catcalling. They want to introduce legislation where you cannot abuse cops physically or even verbally when they're walking down the streets. Is that about right?
Correct. Anybody in law enforcement, public safety, it could be a traffic agent. They're going to be standing there with us tomorrow. It's anybody that is in some type of law enforcement in New York State, whether you're a sheriff out in Suffolk County or you're a sheriff upstate or you're from Buffalo. Buffalo's on board with this. This is why we're doing this. This is in the governor's lane. Now, it would be great if the mayor supported these bills for us to say, you know what, Governor, I think you should do this. This should not be happening in New York City. That would be very helpful.
Right, so the governor, of course, the legislation part is important with her, but the mayor is the one who runs the NYPD. You know, last I checked, our mutual friend who we both love, Jessica Tisch, the police commissioner, she works for the mayor, not the governor. So, yes, legislation, bills, that's Albany, that's Kathy Hochul. But in terms of the NYPD, I believe that it's vital that Mamdani is there tomorrow. Vital.
Yeah, I hope he is. I hope he comes. I never met him yet. I never met him.
Me either.
He was elected in November. I still haven't met him. He did go to promotions a couple weeks ago. I shook his hand on stage. But the bottom line is that it's when we do these bills up in Albany. The last mayor, he was on board with us, Eric Adams, on our bills, and that's how we got these bills done. He was in support of these bills, and we need the mayor to support this bill.
He's not going to. He hates the cops. He hates you guys. Well, what? He hates you. Scott, he hates you.
Take that challenge on.
All right. Well, when he doesn't show up, and he's not going to, because he hates you, and I love you. You know how much I love you, and I said this during my speech in Howard Beach 2 weeks ago. See, if he shows up, for me, it's a weird situation. If he shows up, he's being a phony. It'll be like him going to a bar mitzvah at this point. Are you kidding me? But if he doesn't show up, then it's still not good, even though he's showing his true colors. The truth is, and you know this, Scott, he doesn't like you guys. He doesn't like you.
Well, listen, I just don't want him to hug me because I don't want no bad luck.
Hey, is Jessica Tisch coming to this tomorrow?
No, they don't. Normally that doesn't happen with the police commissioners and stuff. We have a lot of politicians that are calling interest that they want to come. So they are coming. I mean, the two politicians, the two political leaders that wrote this legislation, they'll be there tomorrow. They're Democrats, and they're moderate Democrats, and they believe in policing. That's why they wrote the bill.
Oh, good. Can you name their names, or you don't want to?
Yeah, no, I name them. It's Jessica Scarcella-Spatten, a senator. Okay, and the Assemblyman is Kwame Alfaro from the Assembly. And they believe in policing. Actually, Kwame is a retired detective that's an Assembly person now. And he wrote the bill in the Assembly.